Yeah, hi, dear friends of Vedic astrology. Yeah, I welcome you to the new monthly forecast. It's for October 2025. Yeah, beneath you see my URL, ourvedicastrology.com. Yeah, if you would like to, you can ring the bell. I would be very happy. First of all, my thanks and the assumptions for this little view, this little analysis. Thanks go to my Vedic astrology teachers, especially Michael Arosami. And the assumptions for this short analysis are this is a purely Vedic astrology analysis, and I use the sidereal time and the Central European time zone if I do transits and things like that. Now I start with a review of the month of September 2025, and we can have a look if the Vedic astrology teachings could have been fulfilled. And there we had a special topic. It was around the 10th minute of the video for September 2025, if you want to have a look on it. And then we had a special topic called something like Drake formation. It was around the 12th and 15th of September. And here, actually, we have a change of a presidency. There was a change of the Nepalese Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli. He stepped down or was forced to step down, and his successor is Sushila Karki. You can find the link to Wikipedia, and there is much more on the internet about it. And that is an example of the topic that governments or kingdoms could, or leaders of these kingdoms and governments could change. Here we see the month of October 2025. On the left-hand side, you see the planetary constellations on the 1st of October. And on the right-hand side, you see the planetary constellations on the last day of October, the 31st. To sum it up, altogether, a change of presidency or a change of a political system or regime or a kingdom or kingdom leaders is possible because of Ketu in Leo. As Leo is the natural fifth house, which means children or young people, that leads to the thought or to the possibility that young people, the youth, can trigger this change, or they are used to to conduct the change of a presidency or a kingdom leader and things like that. We saw it in Nepal. As Ketu is in transit in Leo until November 2026, we could expect more changes in political systems and so on. Now I will tell you something about each planet, how it changes its position in October. Venus. Venus changes its sign. It changes from Leo to Virgo on the 9th of October until the 2nd of November. Virgo is the house for, or the topic for clarity, for business and accounting, and also for healing. Normally, Venus is a benefic. That means Venus supports the topic, the house, and the schemes it's in, but Venus doesn't feel very well in Virgo because Venus is debilitated. We call it debilitated. It's weak in Virgo. That means that topics around accounting, healing, structure, and things like that are in not quite such a good position as they are normally with this Venus transit. Then we have the Sun. The Sun changes its sign in the middle of October from Libra, from Virgo into Libra. And Libra stands for relations, negotiations, partnerships, and so on, balancing out anything. That could also mean peace, no negotiations, and things like that. But Sun is in a weak position in Libra. The Sun doesn't feel very well in Libra, it's weak. And that means that authorities or personalities everyone knows, and politicians, and also government leaders, kingdom leaders, are really in a challenging position to show their strength, their status, and so on, because they don't get the support they are used to. It's really a challenging situation for them, and that could also lead to a change because they don't get the support as they are used to. Then I come to Mercury. Mercury changes its sign from Virgo into Libra and then to Scorpio. As we all know, Libra has to do with relationships and balancing out and things like that. And then Mercury goes into Scorpio, which means it has to do with deep analysis, deep investigations, and there could also be topics no one cares about, no one knows about. It could be in Scorpio, it could be deep, deep stuff. And as Mercury stands for media and books and publications and things like that, that means that we get aware or get known about topics we didn't have a clue on before. Then we have Mars. Mars changes its sign from Libra to Scorpio on the 27th of October. More later on. Ketu. Ketu is still in Leo, and as I said before, there could be still a change in leadership, in political systems, in regimes, and so on. A presidency could change. If I would need a country chart or a chart of a country to say which country, if it could be in the Middle East, for example, that another country, has to deal with something like that, or could it be France, or what else? Yeah. As Ketu is in Leo, as I said before, Leo as a natural fifth house stands for children and youth. This change, this trigger, could be the young people because they are not satisfied, they are not happy with some circumstances, with historical grown systems, developments, and so on. They want to have it in another way. And so the youth is a trigger or could be triggered to conduct or to support this change. Then we go to Jupiter. Jupiter is still in Gemini. And Gemini has to do with media, knowledge, transfer, and short travels. And Jupiter is very fast, if you say it this way, as he is in Cancer from the 19th of October until the beginning of December. And in Cancer, Jupiter feels very well because there he's exalted. And yeah, Cancer stands for things like caring, mothering, thinking about other people, or take them first before you take yourself and think about yourself. And it's a really caring symbol. And as Jupiter also stands for children, for money, and also for economy, that means that these aspects come more into play and are supported a bit more than in the other time spots. Yeah. Then Jupiter goes back into Gemini until June 2026, and then he'll be for almost 1 year in Cancer. We have Saturn. Yeah, Saturn is still in Pisces, and Pisces has to do with oil, with water. And as also Neptune is still in Pisces, there could be topics like oil, raw oil, water, or even floods, because Saturn triggers these topics. As Pisces also stands for things like religion or belief systems, and Saturn gives structure. We have also Neptune as a planet that causes a foggy situation, so we don't really can see the structures behind it, or we cannot really get into the deep stuff, what's behind, for example, a religion, religious structures, and so on, belief systems, how they are built up. There is like a foggy, a misty situation. Saturn and Neptune are retrograde in October. And because of that, they are close to the fixed star Sheat. You can also say Sheat. And Sheat stands for things like grief, extreme loss, and sorrow and pain. And as he is in the house of oil, raw oil, and belief systems, and more floods, water, and more topics like that, I hope it would not lead to the combination of floods, belief systems, or people that believe in one belief system, one religion, and another belief system or another religion, and so on. That I hope that would not cause sorrow, pain, and extreme loss. But regarding the planetary situation, it could happen again. And we also see here that Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde, and that means they're stronger, even more stronger than we know them in the sign of Pisces. And it means also that they have a connection to the past. Past deeds cause these circumstances. And if we are aware, or if we are investigating what happens in the past, why do we, for example, use so much oil, raw oil, to travel by car, to travel by plane, to whatever? Yeah, why do we use oil? Why do we not use another raw material, element, whatever? Yeah. And why do we use it this way? Could there be alternative energy systems? And so on and so on. That could be a topic, or topics close to that, of course. And topics could also be, why are some religions so angry to each other? Why don't they like each other? What really is the matter behind it? And these times people investigate, they research, where is really the bottom ground, the root of all this. That stands for the retrograde position of Saturn and also Neptune. These are topics we come along with in October. Um, then I go to Pluto. Pluto still remains in Capricorn, and he is still close to fixed star Altair. And Altair means there could be people with an ambitious character, and it could also mean that there are challenges or difficulties with positions with power, for example, the police and authorities and like that. And it could also have to do with problems with influential, powerful people. As astrology is like a puzzle, and we can put all these puzzle pieces together to get the whole picture, I will do a little summary. Uranus and Pluto are both aspected by Mars from its fourth and its eighth aspect. And as Mars stands for things like a rage, an attack, and things like that, or a threat, in combination with Pluto and Uranus, it could be happen that, for example, a government, a king, or a position close to a king or similar to a king, could be possible. We have Uranus, it's spontaneous, and we have Pluto in Capricorn, and Capricorn even stands for governments and these structures, these historically grown structures, and authorities and things like that. And Mars triggers it, and so there could be a threat or something like a rage or an attack towards them. And as the sun is very weak in Virgo, there could be a change in a political system again, or more leading positions, more leaders, more politicians could change or could be forced to change a position because they're attacked or they are threatened or they are not supported anymore from their followers, from the people. And at the same time, Venus is in fall, is debilitated, and there is not such a good chance to balancing out with negotiations and things like that. For Venus stands for negotiations and for peace and for balancing out, unsatisfied things. And as Venus is very weak, she cannot support as she is used to, unfortunately. That means that if there are no negotiations between political leaders or CEOs of big groups or things like that, it has not such a heavy weight and not such a big influence as we are used to it. And that means that also leading positions, CEOs or things like that, from or of luxury companies, of vehicle car producing companies and things like that, and or close to that, could also come into a challenging position to show to get their status renowned. And they have a challenging time. Plus, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, close to fixed sheet. There are, the religious topics that could lead or occur a lot of sorrow and pain. Um, I hope this will not occur. I hope the negotiations between leader positions, even if the sun is weak and even if Venus is weak, I hope that these sorrowful combinations will not come along, that only the stars show. It could be that if you are not aware of it, so please be aware of what you think, what you tell, how you behave to others, and I hope it will not come this hard. So I wish us all the best. And I will have, I can show you a little bit about my homepage. My URL is ourvedicastrology.com. And here you have a short look to my website. I do videos, and here you see on the channel YouTube. The name of my channel, Our Vedic Astrology, is the same as my URL, and I offer some readings and analysis for certain topics, for example, the personality, the soul's purpose, talents and success, then your profession, appeal, and your finances, and what could change, and also your karmic planets and destiny point, as well as challenges and karma, and much more. If you want to book a reading with me, you can press the button, book your Vedic astrology reading with me, and I would be very happy to help you further. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Bye bye.